Capcom engine? I have no idea. I have no idea what the difference would be. That's a tough miss. We'll be looking for Right River instead. How do you manage to use the ult and stay in it? You just have to pick your moments correctly. Try to play Gideon without using the ultimate. Like, you use the ultimate, one, don't be scared to die. Two, you can use things such as like walls, just try to wait for CC to be used. Like if you're playing against a Decker, wait for her to throw the stun ball, and then, you know, go in, etc. I don't think he's on left river. Does seem to be accurate. Is Gideon hold stun? No, it's a slow and it does suck. Maya's orange buff. I should really not be trading. Actually, I might try to greed. I only need one more wave. If I back any later though, I lose rivers, so. Yo, Jiv, think of it. Givenchy? I feel like I'm butchering your name. I apologize. Thank you for the follow. I apologize. He just backed. I should get double river here, so I'll take not having the spike. Maybe I don't get double. My team gets right side though. I'll miss Gideon jump E next patch. Yeah, I mean, terrible change in my opinion. You already know how I feel about that. Gideon super jump gone. Yeah, they removed it. Terrible change in my opinion. I'll do anything to exploit. No, it's just a fun mechanic that's removed for like no reason. I think it would have been much better to remove the slow so that it's easier for people to chase him and remove the super jump personally. It's like OP removing like jump Grux pull. It's like why? It's just fun. The morning lobbies, they've been interesting today. As you would expect for a morning lobby. How are you doing today, BKB? Kept up a rebalance to see by removing the slow, you'd be down for it. Yeah, I think it's just like, I think you remove the fun mechanic for like no point. Like you remove the fun part of it as opposed to nerfing the part that actually makes it like kind of awkward to chase. That's how I feel about it. And you remove the interaction of like being able to jump with Galaxy Greaves and get like a super jump. Like you remove that as well, and it's just kind of like get like the Giga super jump. Like that's so fun. Even though it's not like super good, it's super fun. So just like I don't know. Not the biggest fan of it. So Galaxy Greaves portal. I mean, you can Galaxy Greaves and then jump in the air. What I mean is, if you have Galaxy Greaves and you super jump at the same time, you go across the map. Like you can Galaxy, like you know the jump over for Prime. You can Galaxy Greaves super jump and go from one like opening to the other and jump the entire gap. You can't do that next patch, even with Galaxy Greaves. So with the minion execute, not a big fan. I think if they removed the 20% free gold for missing the last hit, I would be okay with it. It's like, yeah, we'll make it slightly easier, but if you miss it, you're gonna get punished harder. Sure, I'd be okay with that. Just straight up making it easier, I'm not a really big fan of. And what people were telling me was that it's for last hitting under tower, and like if that's the case, just make the towers do less damage to minions or something like that. Why do the minions have to give you an easier execute threshold? So like I don't know, it just seems goofy to me. Greaves came one last time, maybe. Dude, what is up with my mouse? My mouse keeps scratching my desk. I don't know why. What is going on? Didn't know there was 20 free gold for missing. It's 20% of the gold. So if it's like a 10 gold minion and you miss the last hit, you get 2 gold for free for missing the last hit. If they remove that and increase the execute threshold a little bit, I think it would be fine. But having them both is just kind of like, why? Like, I already don't think that was a good mechanic before, and then they make it easier to last hit on top of that. It's just like, it's so hard to actually get a lead. For like no reason. Like a lead off just straight out CSing your opponent. It's another reason why I feel like not being able to see gold values for players is like really important. Because like I'm up 9 CS, but I could actually be even. Like right now I'm up 16 CS. I could actually be even though, because I could have missed enough XP or like enough like last hits that I would not get to not get the gold. But he could have gotten enough like free 20% gold that he's actually ahead of me right now in gold. So like not being able to see gold for people is also really annoying. Hey buddy, that's the old wave tax. Get better at last hit. For catch the scrims, why would I want to watch you scrim, Mercy? You don't want to see the worst Richter in A. I'm gonna stay for full crest. I might as well. There's a bit balance between that and feedback. Was also a large part of the player base. I mean, agree and disagree. I think just having better health bars in general is more impactful than what's it called? Is more impactful than making minions easier to last hit. For example, like adding a number above the minion health bar that you're targeting or something. Is more impactful. I think stuff like that is way better. Or having more clear distinction between each minion's health bar would be better. Like put like a black box around it. Like you look at the health bar, it's just you can only see the health bar. There's no like outline. Like there's not even a black outline on it. Put like an outline on each health bar or something like that. Like all of that kind of stuff is much better, in my opinion. They just straight up increasing the execute threshold. So the game also helps to make players better. No, there's a difference between like learning how to last hit, and there's a difference between the game making it easier to last hit. The game making it easier to last hit takes away the skill ceiling, which basically means that like the average player can then start CSing the same way that like a top tier player would CS, and that means that there's no gap in skill right there anymore. That's basically what that means. Obviously, like that's like a super extreme example, but that's basically what it does. It squishes the skill ceiling and the skill, and it like the skill ceiling and the skill floor. It squishes them together. Because if I can already like, let's say I can already last hit every minion perfectly, I no longer get an advantage because it's easier. Like I don't get as big of an advantage because it's easier for everybody else to last hit. Does that like kind of make sense? Obviously, again, like extremes examples, but that's basically what it does. Which is why it's a bad change, in my opinion. Just lifesteal off wave. That's so unfortunate. I even waited for him to use a second ability too. I'm done that game because the average player can't last hit under tower all the time properly as an example of starting to make everything average. Well, like, I agree. I don't know. You see a lot of players with the same farm are very close to it. Switches the skill down, it makes the laning phase easier for all skill levels. Well, yeah, but there's a point where, like, at the top end, you don't actually get any benefit because it's already, like, if you are at the top end, you just come down. Or sorry, you, like, stay where you're at because you don't get any extra. Like, there's only so many minions on the map. So, like, at the top end, you don't actually get any real benefit. At the bottom end, you just get raised up. So it just squishes this, it just squishes the curve from the bottom for no reason. Sure, the percent execute. I mean, the percent execute's like whatever. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think it's like super necessary. But like, I don't know, just a little thing. Even putting like what's called, like having more clear health bars, I think is #1. I think that's like the biggest thing. Because one of the biggest problems with like trying to last it is that the health bars for minions just overlap each other, and you can't even really like tell who you're like which one you're targeting and stuff like that. Sometimes it's really annoying. And then the map doesn't help it. Like if the minions are on a hill like this, it doesn't help. The minions don't space each other, they stand inside of each other. Like, there's a lot of issues. It's not just like the execute threshold isn't high enough. In my opinion. They try new things, not like that. I mean, there's a difference between trying things and like making the game easier to play. And again, like like I said, it might not even be a big deal. And like it probably isn't that big of a deal, but it's still cringe to lower the floor for the game. Gonna make sep stacking easy. Well, sep Q doesn't execute minions, so it actually probably makes last hitting harder because it means you can't actually stack the wave early game as easily. Maybe because the execute threshold might be above the stack for like the level 1 Q, so it might actually be harder to stack with level 1 Q or like a level 1 E, for example. Like if sep Q only does 80 damage, but you execute the minion at what's called 100, then you can't really set it up. or difficult to get an actual lead. I think that's the biggest problem with it, is that it's already difficult. That's why I think, again, if they took away the 20% gold for missing the last hit completely, it would have been a better change. Because it would have been like, you can actually maybe establish a lead then. It's a similar issue you face in that community. I mean, I just don't think you have to make the game super casual for it to be successful. I think when you're in a genre that's competitive, the game should be designed around being competitive. Like, I don't know. Talk about new builds. We didn't talk about new builds. I'm just gonna experiment a lot tomorrow. I'll probably do like a long stream tomorrow, most likely. I'm just fucking losing the trade. For accessibility without harming complexity. I mean, agree and disagree. How much lasting percentage is going to be increased with these changes? It's a 5% increase. Or sorry, a 25% increase. That's a big difference. If it goes from 14% to 19%, that's more than a 25% increase. So that's a 30% increase or whatever. That's a big difference. That's a difference between like a full auto attack almost. The intent might be to try it out for console. Like I said, I'm fine with them trying stuff. Like, it's whatever. I just don't think that it's the best way to like. I don't think that changes the way to go with that kind of stuff though. Like when I say trying stuff, I mean like mechanics, and like I guess that is a mechanic, sure, but I just don't think that's a good direction. Think of the evolving XP orb item. Not sure. I think it's like, it's fine in concept. It's kind of cool that it scales off your levels as opposed to like stacking other stuff. So it's just like in general XP. Although I'm not really a big fan of getting free gold or XP from items, because they kind of become balanced around there. You either get too much XP or gold, or the XP and gold becomes irrelevant, and then the item becomes worse and just kind of like not buildable. So it'll be interesting to try at least. Also, the game so it feels good for players of all skill levels is not an easy task. I don't think it is either. I think it was the high and have trouble seeing the casual perspective and vice versa. I mean, sure. But I also interact with a lot of people. And I think there's a lot of people that are in the casual side that agree that the game shouldn't be easier. So the PlayStation beta is at 50k. They are at 50k. They've been at 50k for a few days. Their games are freaking more than 2 games a week is what they want to pull. Well, I think the average gamer doesn't really frequent, like, the competitive gamers and like the top end gamers are the people that play the game every single day. So like, to some degree, like, I understand you want to get people that play the game, you know, casually, you know, might play it, you know, Saturday nights or something, right? Like Saturday night pred days or something like that. But it's just kind of like, they may or may not stick around. So like, I don't know. I always again to work out in the end, be good. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'll disagree on things here and there. And like I said, there are things I disagree with, things I, you know, agree with. That's just the way it goes. It increased the map size. I think the biggest issue with the game is the map, actually. Like, the #1 issue is the current map. Like, 90% of the issues that stem from this game come from the map. I think everybody agrees the map is ass. I don't know a single person that's like, yeah, the pred map is really good. Just like Blood, Ray, and Import. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know everybody, but the people that I talk to seem intelligent. But at the same time, just because they're intelligent or, you know, a like good player, for example, doesn't necessarily mean I am gonna agree with their changes, because I just have different takes. Especially coming from Ray, dude. Fucking jungle main. He doesn't have to worry about last hit. Jungle support main. This guy doesn't even know what last hitting is. I'm just kidding. Pred map is really good. Yeah, said no one ever. I'm just memeing Ray though. But that's just like my opinion on it. We'll see how it is though. Like I said, I'm open to trying it at least. But on paper, I was not. I can't say I was excited to see that change. I think they make mistakes. They're smart enough to realize or listen. I mean, that's like the biggest thing, right? Like if you make a mistake, you just have to fix it within a timely manner. I think that's the biggest thing about like trying anything. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you can't leave it in the game for 6 months. That's what Smite used to fucking do, dude. Greg, you remember Smite back today, bro? Remember they would put like a dog shit patch out, and then instead of being like, all right, this is a dog shit patch, they fucking would leave that shit for like 9 months. And they'd be like, why does nobody like the game right now? Smite right now is a perfect example. They have fucking mage solos every game. Nobody likes it. They're not gonna change it because it's the world's patch. Like, what the fuck? It was such a high-res moment, dude. Like it was yesterday. Well, they haven't done that as often more recently. They do it every now and then, but like they used to do it literally like almost every patch. Dev Grady. Yeah, ain't that smart. It's like everything to do because they were stubborn and clueless. Yeah, instead of like reverting something, like let's say they made like a terrible change to a character, instead of like reverting that change, they would change something else about the character to make it look like they weren't gonna admit that they were wrong. It's fucking terrible. Like they'd make Gideon like ult like super suck, like just using like Pred characters. They make Gideon ult like stun, and they'd be like, yeah, we know it was a bad decision. They wouldn't say that, but they would know it was a bad decision. They'd be like, yeah, we're gonna take damage off his Q instead. So just remove the stun. That's the type of shit that Hi-Rez would do. Really compound the issues on characters that way, 100%. It's 6 months ready to get reworked because they lost direction. Yeah, 6 months later, they're like, ah, nobody likes the character anymore. We're gonna rework it. Yeah, 100%. Oh, Hi-Rez used to drive me crazy with that shit. Deleted. So we are kind of Gideon gaming. You have the Smite if the prayer gun was shut down. So glad you escaped it finally. Yeah, man, I'm glad I finally had something different to play than Smite, to be honest. As a former Smite player, I was glad to have something different than Smite that was similar to Smite. I'm excited about one certain item tomorrow. Not particularly. I want to try a lot of stuff. Still walked into my ult. He was cooking. Wasn't cooking anything tasty, but he was cooking. It's a casual 18 at 26. Not too bad. This game is a good parry on some fire skins. I hope it's good as well. I hope it does really well. I hope it's received well on console. I hope the game succeeds. Decker on the team real quiet. Was he typing earlier? Unfortunate, I missed the ability. Bro, stop it! Donnie Julio! What the hell? Stop autoing me, you fuck. Take a quick reset. Something about me not rotating. Yeah, well, that's too bad. I'm busy farming, bro. Those said map changes were not their focus right now. Well, I think they have like a limited number of map designers or whatever. Like people that can like edit the map and stuff like that. And those people are working on their like casual maps. Like they have like their game mode that they're working on. And like until they finish that, the guy doesn't have time to change the current map or something. Perfect time the emote was missed. Dude, I forgot I had one. Should be like a casual mode. Think like Arena from Smite. Or like Joust from Smite, if you know what those are. Those are like casual modes. Did their fade DC? No. Oh, he's dead anyways. Doesn't even matter. You rage queue Arena all day on this game. Just working your shitty mechanics. Honestly, Grady, I completely agree with you. You should work on your shitty mechanics. No, I would do the same thing. I probably wouldn't actually, because I'm shit at fucking everything in this game.
Am I not glorious?
I did make Tim's. He said I think his game just crashed. Tim's isn't the type to rage quit a game. You move an emote. If you have auto run on, you can auto run at the same time that you emote, and it'll auto run with the emote. Could you like not though? It's like really rude. Now you're dead. Think about what you just did. Remember how you were like, I'm gonna fucking knock up the Gideon. Yeah. Go knock up the people in your base. What's Arena and Smite? Arena is basically, picture like a Fangtooth pit, but like super large, with a fountain on either side. That's Arena. That's it. It's just a circle. It's a big circle, and you just brawl. You just spawn in, you just brawl. 5v5. You just team fight the entire time. It's like a 10-15 minute game mode. Can you hotkey emotes? You cannot. It's part of the ping wheel, which is really annoying. It's a huge fail. Where's the Dawn at? Remastered from Arena insults coming? Yeah, but that's kind of weird because you learn the character specifically, which is kind of the point. So, like, kind of weird. Should we switch mouse to keyboard or wait to see how console patch goes? If you're playing on PC, you may as well play on keyboard and mouse, in my opinion. I think it's worth switching if you're on PC already.